Let's see if I can find anything else.
See, it's green again, and hopefully it is picking us up now. I had to restart the thing again because you can't remember a freaking microphone.
Oh, here we go.
But go check out the Chronopup thing, man. That's for a good cause, and Chronopups are delicious.
Why do you guys have so many different names? Why don't you just call it a corn dog?
Why do you call pasta?
No, I call it pasta.
No, you say pasta. You struggled to say pasta there. That was.
I like my pasta.
We need to get an Italian guy in here to settle this for us. Is it pasta or is it pasta?
When I was coaching, I had the kids, the high school kids, think for some reason that I said spaghetti different. I remember them asking me how I said spaghetti, and they would go through words to try to get me to say them. But I just think it's people are jealous of my accent. I mean, your wife's friend, do you not remember when they were driving us back? What was that from? Oh, they came and picked us up. And then I used my Canadian accent after she said
well, because you were about 10 or 12 sheets to the wind, and so, yeah. You said your Canadian accent really comes out when you had a little bit to drink.
It does, a little bit.
A little bit. Oh, no.
Oh, did you lose something? He's playing on his phone, and
I sent a message to somebody I really didn't want to send a message to. How
are you doing? It goes to Jerry.
No. That's a rant that I can't do on either place.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I mean, that is something we can kind of hit at is how with technology you send the wrong text a lot.
I only did it the once.
Well, I mean, there's been many times where somebody's messaging me and then other people start messaging me, so you start just kind of like responding, and then you hit it and go, oh, that wasn't the person I thought I had clicked on.
This is your wife sent you one. You should promote your. But what I was getting at with the Mother's Day thing is that the one thing that bothers me about holidays, and this happens more around Christmas than anything, is that people need to feel that they have to go out and buy gifts for people. Like if we're having a big Christmas get together with family and everything, I don't need you guys to go out and spend an uber amount of money on gifts for me. In fact, I'd rather you didn't spend any money on me, because then
you will be getting a box of something.
I usually get boxes inside of boxes that contain garbage from you.
I had to clean off my deck.
But what's even crazier is that they have around here, it's a cool program. I like it. It's the Christmas Cash program, right? So if you need a little money for Christmas time to help pay for whatever, you could go take out a Christmas Cash loan to help buy gifts. Now, this drives me crazy. If you, and I know most of my friends and family, most people you're really close to, their monetary situation, right? They're pretty good off. If you are struggling to pay for meals and feel that you need to take out a loan to buy me a Christmas gift, do me a favor and you a favor. Don't do it. I mean, it's 0% interest, but don't go into debt to buy people things.
I'm going to tell you guys right now.
I would rather you come over, sit down, and enjoy a nice meal, conversation. That's great. That works for me.
I think I'll post this up on the Average Rants Facebook when I get a chance. But I have the video of the present that I gave Derek for his birthday, and I am not lying. I went onto my porch and picked up garbage and put it in
yes, he did.
Box. And then I put other boxes that I needed to go take the recycling that box.
I gotta say, I have yet to use the gifts that he bought me. One, I don't think I'll ever grow into.
Yeah, I got him a youth jock to help him with his goalie.
Yeah. And then some practice golf balls. So for golf. So
yeah. So I mean, it wasn't expensive, but it was an experience. And that's what I go for when it comes to gifts. They should all be an experience. But I can say I lived, when I was younger, I barely was making $400 a week,
Right.
and I was working full time, and I remember it being a struggle. But I found that the gifts that people liked the most were the ones that you kind of made.
Yeah, make something, like make me some food or make something.
Oh my! If every one of my friends made me food, that would be the best day ever.
Right? like when you see me message you, you're like, oh, I hope he's messaging me for food.
I don't say that. I just assume it.
Right?
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, my wife and I have this weird thing where we don't really, like, even for Christmas, we don't buy each other gifts. We buy our daughter gifts now. And even before we had our daughter, what we would do is when Christmas was over in Canada, we had Boxing Day. And that's when we get our sales. But here, you guys have.
You have to explain what Boxing Day is for the Americans out here.
Well, I know my wife will argue with me about this, but I always assumed it was Boxing Day because it was the day that you box up your gifts and take them back to the store.
I always thought you guys just got together and beat the crap out of each other because you guys spent so much time together.
That would have been Boxer Day.
Oh.
But it was the only time that there's really big deals. I mean, Canada's starting to take on the Black Friday, but it's still not the same as it is down here. So, but what we would do is we would go out and we would buy gifts for ourselves on those days. Because, and I mean, we were talking about this just actually yesterday for Mother's Day and stuff, and like our anniversary. I just kind of like spending time with people. So I've gotten to the point where, I mean, I don't need gifts because if I want something, I'm just going to go buy it.
Right.
Like if there's something that I'm like, oh, you know what? I can't go buy this thing right now and wait for somebody to get it for me. I'm an adult now. I waited a long time to be able to buy what I want.
Right.
So I get it if maybe you're still younger and, you know, maybe you need that laptop for school or something, your parents buy it. Like I'm always going to buy my daughter gifts.
That's different. Buying your kids something, but if you're invited to my house for Christmas Day, you're not obliged to bring a gift.
Oh, it's
right?
going to be memorable.
No, we got the last couple of gifts. The last one was the puzzle pieces, right?
Oh,
the puzzle piece necklaces.
The necklaces.
I think it was just a shot at how uncomfortable can we make our new American friends feel.
No,
and you know what?
We wanted to make a bed.
And we put them on, and you know what? I wore that thing so much that it's just copper now.
Yeah, I noticed last time I saw it. It was pretty weird. Mine's just behind on my my bed frame there.
Uh-huh.
So.
Oh well, so we have the answer to what Boxing Day is in the chat. Shadow Lass has been hanging with us. I'm surprised she stuck with us as long as you have. She hasn't been able to hear 90% of it, and then she had to just stare.
She reads lips.
That's what she said. She could just read lips and translate. The name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts. This is what your wife said. To give to the poor. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants. Yep, you're wrong. Your wife was right.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now. I don't talk about the past.
But that's where it came from. And that's what that's history. That's where you're from.
Yeah, exactly. It's history. It's not going to happen again.
History repeats itself.
It does.
Over and over and over again.
You know, almost every big war has started the exact same way.
Yeah, we get cocky.
Mm-hmm. The First World War happened because Britain and Germany were both growing in power, and they both were having a pissing match with each other. And then that caused them, it's like one of them gains a little bit more land, the other one.
Your wife is just rubbing it in. Learn the true story of boxing. How boxing Day gets its name.
Don't even. She doesn't know she's tied.
Well, I could.
Let's move past this.
Let's move past this. You just can't be wrong.
No, I can be wrong. It's just I like mine better because that's what people actually do now.
Right. You just box up all the crap that you didn't want.
Or it's like the re-gifting day, right? Like, you got that.
I'll remember that when you come over the day after Christmas. I'm just getting the gifts that you didn't want.
Just got the, you get that toaster.
You remember as a kid when your grandparents and aunts and uncles sent you clothes and you were just depressed as hell because you didn't get any toys or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Now all you pray for is deodorant, toothpaste, and underwear.
I just wish I'd get socks again.
Yeah, right? Without holes in the toes?
Okay. I don't know what it is, but my grandparents can buy the best socks that I have ever worn. Yet when I go buy my own socks, they're garbage.
Well, it's probably because you go to Walmart and they go to like a decent
I
gentleman's store.
don't know. I feel like they look the same. But it is like every sock that I've ever bought eventually just sits in my sock drawer.
Barry, you are supposed to listen to your wife.
Oh. Who's that?
Chatterlass.
Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, should we? Oh man, we've been
ranting a little bit.
a little bit, not longer than normal.
No. Well, the Transformer Ninja Turtle conversation a couple weeks ago, that was that
I could still
deserved
talk
it.
about that.
That was so cool.
It was.
Like,
Oh man, I still want one.
right? The $699 price tag is a little bit of a detour, but it's like,
But when could you not use it? Like you could go to anything.
I like my idea still. You got to get a Megatron made with it though, so they talk to each other.
Like I would bring it. Yeah, I would bring it though to like a movie and put it in a seat. And when people are like, "Are you sitting there?" I'd be like, "Megatron, answer." I'd be like, "Say whatever," and then flip them.
We're here to enslave and destroy.
But like I said, I still think it would be really fun if like you went halvesies with somebody, and then when it's at the other person's house, you're trying to make it do stuff on the app. I would mess with that all night.
Well, and it was brought to my attention because I brought this up to somebody else. Like, if they made a Megatron one, it'd be cool. If we talked to everybody, he's like, but the Megatron was way cooler in the cartoon because he changed into a gun. That's physically, according to physics, he got smaller. Well, you can't do that with a toy. Like, you can't.
Okay, you can't even have like a robot that turns into an actual vehicle and drives down the road.
But still, what I'm saying is that Megatron turned into a gun that got smaller that one of his guys held and shot. So it's not like he just turned into a random gun. He turned into a tiny handheld gun.
Well, let's get into the science of it though. If he condensed his atoms tighter to make himself more dense, he could.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying the toys that we would have to make here is not going to work.
No, if you did have the toy that would do that, it would just be the same size as him pretty much.
Right.
And it would basically just pull his legs down and pull his body over because that's
just him bent over.
Yeah, it's like him bent over.
Where do you put the bullets?
Oh boy.
Pew.
Yeah, exactly. Pew.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
We got back into the.
Yeah, we got way too long, and we're being pointed out we are ranting way too long.
Let me guess. It is Amanda.
Well, she doesn't like to hear you talk.
I know, because she's sick of my voice.
I get sick of you all the time.
I know.
That's why I try and talk more so you don't talk as much.
Good. Good. Somebody needs to take over. Give me a breath.
Right? Well, let's put on some tunes. What do we got?
Well, so I couldn't find Hero by Nickelback, so I did the most irritating one to me.
Huh?
How You Remind Me.
Oh, Heroes by Chad Kroeger. I should have.
Oh, you didn't change it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's Nickelback now.
It's Nickelback, and it's still Nickelback. They're Canadian, right?
They are.
See?
Nickelback always annoyed me because their songs sounded the same.
That's like every AC/DC song ever written.
No, they're all different.
With the same tempo and beat.
Yeah. That's their brand.
Nickelback just copied it. You got French on your shirt.
Yeah. So it's Team Canada.
Equip is team in French?
Equipé.
Equipe?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's right.
I don't think so. I think that means equipment.
No, it's equipment.
Sammy, what does equipe mean
Actually,
in French?
Shadowless was born French.
What does that mean? Can you translate equipe?
Spell team in French.
Oh. They like Nickelback, so.
Yeah, they would. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
There, I'm doing the social media thing.
There you go. Well, see, when I get that tablet, I plan on using it for art and like just this stuff.
Nice.
So.
Except I just posted that to my page and not to our page. But hey, you know. It's okay because I will share it to a page.
It's like, what was that sound? Where's my chair?
And the obscene amount of candy you're eating right now.
I'm not eating any candy. It's gluten-free.
What?
It is.
How do you make sugar-free candy?
Get this. This stuff is total fat, 3 grams.
Well, it's candy. It's all sugar.
Yeah. But it's also only 0.15 grams of saturated fat. And there is 19 grams of sugar.
So you're trying to get into shape for hockey season, right?
I'm trying to build up too. I got to have some weight.
That's the worst way to do it was with candy.
No, it's the best way because it tastes good.
It's not getting any better with the corn dogs and poutine we're eating later. But that's
I'll work it off later.
Oh, really?
With a workout, Derek. Get your mind into the gutter. It's Mother's Day.
You ain't working out today.
Tomorrow I am.
Oh, you said later. Later insinuates today. Okay, so it says Team Canada. Equipe says team.
I know.
Equipment is equipment in French.
Didn't I say that? I said that's equipment.
I don't speak French. They don't require, well, they do now. They don't require us to, they didn't, when I was in school, they didn't require you to learn a second language. You like 7H Army?
I do.
I do. I do too. For a dude with a guitar and a chick with a drum kit, it's pretty good.
Feels like it's like a one-man band.
Well, the best part about that video is, and for those of you who are watching and who can't listen to the radio part, it's White Stripe 7H Army. It's just a dude and his guitar and his girlfriend with a drum kit. But the video was awesome. It was Legos.
They did it in Lego?
Yeah.
So it's like the first Lego movie?
Have you, the first Lego movie, and I'm going to be very clear about this, the very first Lego scene I ever saw was the Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail. They did it in complete Lego. One whole scene from the movie. I think it's when they're in the castle, I think. They did that whole scene in Lego.
I like Monty Python.
It's not Canadian, it's British, but it's fun.
It's pretty much Canadian if it's British.
You guys are more. You guys are just as big a mixing pot of cultures as we are.
It goes like this: Britain, Canada, United States. So like this is like as far from Britain as you can be. This is Britain, and we're in the middle. We're a mix of the both.
You're the.
We're the sandwich that everyone wants to be between.
You're the white stuff in the Oreo cookie.
Yeah, the best part that everybody takes the other 2 chunks off to get at.
You know, if Canada wasn't so far north and cold, people would be like, "Yeah, no, it's too cold."
If you lived there for 5 months, you'd never want to leave.
No, I could live in the southern part of Canada.
Where I grew up is lower in.
Yeah, in elevation than we are.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize the Glumpin's tilted. But I could do it. I wouldn't mind living over in Vancouver area either. That's all.
Well, we live there. That's not too bad, but it's expensive.
Well, but that's because it's pretty. It's pretty
For the
over
most
there.
part. Oh, I thought the music stopped, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
Well, that's the radio. No one's listening to us. No, it's still a lot of pretty. It's nature. It's not really. I don't want to say like it hasn't been taken over by like properties and stuff. Like
Yeah, no.
in the last 15 years that I've known my wife and been over in the Kalispell Whitefish area where her grandparents were, it used to be like you couldn't. They had a couple of neighbors, but for the most part, it was just trees and you couldn't see a ton. But over the last 5 or 10 years, they've gotten neighbors, and now you're getting houses, and you can see it out.
Yeah, nobody wants to have neighbors when you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right. That's why you move out to the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
But I could see I wouldn't mind being in like a place like Vancouver.
I think you'd get just fine in Ontario as long as you're in like.
What about Quebec?
Nope. We're not talking about Quebec.
You don't think I could make it in Quebec?
Oh shit!
You just cursed on air.
And that was Seven Nation Army. The White Stripes.
The White Stripes. This song, White. Yeah. Seven Nation Army. I don't think that they've heard that song on this radio station in a while. What do you think?
I don't think anything we play.
Oh, they've had to have played. I mean, because they've been other DJs, right?
I don't even. Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I could look it up.
I guess when I no, you don't need to. When I put this list together, I'm like, what would Barry like? Because you seem to like a lot of the music that I don't.
Yeah. That's like, I'm surprised your wife is not jumping up in joy that we have a difference in music.
Well,
except for Bryan Adams.
Oh, we both got a Bryan Adams thing.
Yeah.
But who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Like if they don't, they're not human.
Or they've never heard him.
Oh, man, I hate that I can think about it now, and all the music that I talk to kids about is the old music now.
The old music. I can't talk to, like, just think about it. Like, what was your very first thing that you were able to put and listen to music on?
A cassette player.
Right? Explain what a cassette player is to your daughter in like 5 years.
Oh, 5 years? I'll probably forgotten.
Like, I mean, just like CDs have been around since the 80s.
But a cassette in. What's a cassette? It's a thing with tape on it.
You mean tape? The stuff that you close boxes
No,
with?
like ribbon.
The thing you tie around and get? Yeah, except this is where we're getting to, right? But look at where the listening medium has come from in the last decade. Like, when was the last time you bought a CD?
I don't need to anymore.
Exactly.
You got to pay a monthly fee or listen to ads to get music.
I listen to ads. I choose Spotify. I do like Pandora as well. But, yeah.
So I used Pandora because I had an extremely cheap student rate.
There you go. And you don't have to deal with the ads. I deal with the ads, but I really don't care. Or you can go to YouTube and listen to any song you want to.
Exactly.
And hence our streaming today is on YouTube.
Yeah. Brought to you by
YouTube.
The free service provider.
So we are promoting YouTube. So please don't block us, YouTube. But
You look lost. Pink is next.
no. Is that New Kids on the Block?
Where?
It is NKOTBSB. New Kids on the Block.
Oh, yeah. We already played that song.
What? There was no.
Everybody?
That's a.
Oh, that's Backstreet Boys.
But NKO, it stands for New Kids on the Block. That's because I'm old. I remember that.
I don't know, Derek. I didn't put it on.
Oh, just weird. What are we talking? What? I don't know what we're talking about.
You went off on a.
I did. I did go kind of off there, didn't I? Well, I ran out of topics. Well, I got
make up our own.
I got the holiday one. That one bothers me beyond all.
It is dumb. I think it's all commercialized now.
It is. It's like, why don't you just get together and spend time with your family? Like, I want people to come over. I want them to eat some turkey or some prime rib or whatever.
Nobody spends time with really anybody anymore. And I mean, I'm a victim
Oh,
I'm a contributor where like you hang out with somebody and you pull out your damn phone.
I've been sitting on my couch, right, watching a hockey game with you. Your wife will come over, my wife will be there, whatever, and I will just casually look up from my phone, look over, and the game is on the TV, right? But everyone's face.
Hey, I watch the game. I just randomly look at stuff that happens.
But
notice how you said you look up from your phone?
Yeah, like you look up from your phone, like this is sad. We're all like, why can't we just?
I was talking with my wife, and once things slow down with her work, we're going to try to have a day where we don't use our phone unless it's for like a message or something. We've
made the rule that if we're having family dinner or breakfast or any family meal, there's no electronics at the table, right? Until the dinner's over.
Man, I still get so irritated nowadays. Like,
what did you do back in the day, like in the 90s when we were kids, right?
So I would pick up a telephone that was attached to a wall.
You know how hard it was to get a hold of your friend if you couldn't get and he didn't answer his phone?
But the thing was, I remember that. I remember I'd call my buddy Dave or my buddy Scott, and I'd be like, hey, what's going on? Is Scott around or whatever? They're like, I don't know. I think he's out back somewhere. And then I'd just go over there. But then if nobody picked up, you went to their house because you figured they were outside.
Yeah. And then if you got there and they weren't there, you're like, well, damn.
No, I just went and did an activity.
Right? I played outside. Like crazy.
Man,
we did so many things. Like I destroyed bicycles because I spent so much time outside.
Didn't even know where I was during the summer.
No, and I'm not knocking the way we do it nowadays because I make my daughter go outside, but she is as glued to her tablet as anyone. But it's like some point, like there are times I'm like, oh, you just can't have your tablet for a while. You need to go outside and play something.
It's just weird.
It is.
I can't.
It is so nice though when they're.
How did our parents raise us? There was no technology.
My dad told me to go play in the street.
Right.
And I took him seriously.
I have more scars than I think my daughter will ever have.
Right. We spent more time outside as kids than our kids ever will.
And it's weird, like, it's just going to keep getting worse. Like, I watched that Ready Player One movie.
Oh, I love that movie, and I should read the book. I bet you the book is even better, but we are so plugged in.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it makes me wonder.
We are literally millimeters away from just going home from work, throwing on our headset, sitting on a whatever he calls that, the Omni, the thing that
omnidirectional
pad that you can run around on. Like, instead of actually engaging person to person, you do it through. Well, we're doing it right now, actually, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go because I feel like it is going to get to a point where we're like.
Well, that was the whole point of the whole behind him writing the book. That was the point. He saw it. He's like, he's seen it happening. Like, how couldn't you?
And I mean, there's pros and there's cons to it. The pro is if you could be involved in something like that. I feel like crime rate might actually go down because people would be too into doing that. But there would be
different. I don't think the crime rate would go down. I think the different types of crimes would change.
Well, there'd be a lot more online bullying and stuff,
and cyber crimes and stuff like that, trying to steal identities and
or I mean, like this company that like rigs the system. And
for those of you who haven't read or watched Ready Player One, I highly recommend it. But apparently they think the 80s were the coolest decade ever. They were one of the more fun decades, right? Born there. But they all their money, everything that they do through virtual reality, right?
Yeah, you do a job. Your job is usually virtual reality.
A lot of people's work.
The only thing that people do is they eat and go to the bathroom outside of. Well,
I think that was
Oasis. I think.
Yeah, that was optional too. Like you could just go in your pants.
Yeah, you could, but you still had to go to the bathroom in the real world.
But I mean, and when they came, and I've only seen the movie. I should read the book. I've only seen the movie, but to me, they just looked so uncomfortable outside of the VR world. Like they couldn't be who they wanted to be. Mm-hmm. That was the whole point in the very beginning. So you could be anyone you wanted. Well, why don't you be you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like my wife said. We had this little talk kind of about online stuff, and she said that when she hears me talk to people online, that I am a little different than I am.
Everybody wears a mask, right? Because we don't want to throw ourselves out there completely, right? You got to put a little bit of protection so you don't. But then as you get to know the person or people, the walls start to come down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, she said I'm a bit more high of myself when I play video games. I was like, because I'm good.
You're like that all the time. She just doesn't notice anymore. She's been around you so long, and let's face it, she knows your crap, so she's just like, shut up, Barry.
Yeah.
And I hear that statement like at least 3 or 4 times every Sunday at dinner when you start doing it.
Well, it's because I talk a lot,
You do.
and I just told her to be blunt.
It's the only way to get through to guys like us.
It is true, because I will just ramble forever. I mean, I tell the story of the time that I pooped my pants in public to like people that I've never met before.
We have no shame anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was a fart, but it wasn't.
Never trust a fart. Ever.
Never trust it.
Because you just don't know.
Yeah. Well, that was the day, though, that I realized that spicy foods do not agree with me. So
You were a wuss when it comes to spicy food.
I am. I tried. So we made this. It was like an Italian soup that one of our friends gave us. Those like meals that get shipped to you.
Yeah.
They had to go away, so they were like, "It's not going to last when we're gone." So, do you guys want it? And we're like, "Yeah, I want food."
Free food, yeah. Look it up.
And it was like this.
Oh, I have to cook it?
Yeah, it was this Italian soup, and I decided to try it because it came with Cajun peppers or something that you could put on it after it, and then just spice it up a little bit. And I put like a pinch of it on. I'm like, I can do this. I ate one bowl, and then Sammy was like, "How was that?" I was like, "The next one has none of it."
You can't handle the pepper that comes out the pepper shaker. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't put pepper on. I put it on eggs, but it has to be the fine. I can't have like any chunks of it because if I bite it, it's just gonna wreck my day.
So it's like you're pepper intolerant.
Well, I mean, if you look up why hot spices exist, it was because they come from poor countries where the food rots. So the spices were created to mask that taste.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to mask a taste. So we don't have that kind of bad food unless you just let it go bad. So why would I want to mask the fresh food taste?
Hey, I'm a food fan. I don't know. I grew up eating some spicy food. Like, as far as spicy goes, I like to be able to taste my food. I know guys are like, "Oh, be such a wuss, eat the habanero." No, I'm not going to eat the pepper that ranks 10 billion on the Scoville scale. That's just stupid. But you give me a bacon wrap stuffed jalapeno, game on, bro.
I ate the ones that you made. I ate a bunch of them.
I seeded them, and how bad did you poop yourself the next day?
We're not going to talk about that on the air.
And they weren't even hot.
Okay, each their own.
Temperature-wise, they were warm because they come up the
There was a couple times that I took a bite, and there was some hyperventilating.
Keep breathing.
It was the bacon that made me keep coming back.
Right. But you didn't tell me that did that to you. Otherwise, I'd have never done that to you.
Yeah, but why wouldn't I? I could experience new things.
Right. I just recently started eating Brussels sprouts.
Oh, this is so good. We went to that place in town.
40 Blow.
Yeah, and we got that appetizer for that. That was actually
we had yesterday. Amanda made meatloaf wrapped in bacon, smothered in barbecue sauce. Oh my god!
Yeah, we didn't get that bite. I get it.
Yeah, because it was a small meatloaf, and I didn't want to feed you. But anyway, and so we had that with garlic mashed potatoes, and she did the Brussels sprouts with diced apple and bacon. And it's so good.
I'm so hungry right now.
Well, you can make poutine in about half an hour.
Yeah, it's gonna be good with homemade.
So we're gonna go back to some music here, right?
Music, yeah. I guess we are wearing. Oh,
let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with some Pink.
Oh boy, here we go.
There is a naughty word or two in this movie.
Just like a pill. Yeah, we'll deal with it.
It's not that bad of a word. She says bitch like 4 times.
She what?
Says bitch like 4 times. The nurse is being a little bitch.
I don't know. It didn't come up with.
It doesn't say explicit. That's why I let it go. Nothing really active in the chat today. That's probably because I had to restart the stream 17 times.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe we'll just have to come back and rewatch the rants. We don't.
We don't.
One viewer. I'm pretty sure it's my wife. Hi. Just so you know, Sammy, he's eaten like 17 pieces of candy.
2.
You've made 2 trips to the garbage can, and there's 4 more wrappers behind you. Let's see if we can get the whole pile. That didn't look guilty at all. Oh, man. Anytime we could get each other in trouble with our wives, it's so worth it.
It is.
Oh, hey, there you go. No. Big, giant black thing won't move. Just had to tighten it up a bit. So what, we didn't watch that other episode of Sasquatch, did we? Darn it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's so memorable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had my anniversary and Mother's Day, so
Oh,
there's a lot
yeah.
of stuff going on.
Well, you know, it's a good thing. Oh, which reminds me. If it's nice tomorrow, you're watching my kids. One will be at the club.
So the only one that we would need to watch anyway.
Right, correct. If
Are
it's
you
nice
gonna go
tomorrow,
golfing
I think
then?
so, as soon as I get off work.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like 60 tomorrow, but no rain.
I might go in the morning
Why didn't you go to golf today?
then. Because it's Mother's Day.
Because it's Mother's Day. That's the only reason?
Yep. Plus, I think if it is raining, they don't open.
What?
What?
Oh. No.
Oh. I'm telling you, we should just.
Did you know that there are plans for a sequel to Demolition Man?
What's it going to be called? Building Again, Man?
You've seen the original Demolition Man, right?
With. Is that
That guy.
Snipes?
Yeah, and Sly Stallone and...
Yeah. Is it going to be the same guys again, just older?
Well, wouldn't they just film it now? Like, because it takes place in 2032, like 40 years into the future.
The second one is going to be even further in the future.
Yeah, like what?
And they're going to be robots.
But what I'm saying is like, here's the fun thing. Like, we watch movies, right? And we see all the weird technology in movies. It's not that weird. In fact, now you're like, that is so low tech. Like, you watch Star Wars. Look at the button consoles in the Star Wars movies. You're like, really?
Yeah, that would be annoying. Have you seen like those? They project the keyboard. And type?
Yeah.
I've seen those, and I've been like, "There's no way," because I wouldn't know if I'm pushing the right key.
But they're there and they exist. And like in Iron Man, where you see Stark moving things around, those exist. Though they're not up in the air out in the middle of nowhere. We can't do hologram yet.
No, but they're on a wall.
But they're on a piece of glass, and you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That technology exists. It's just uber expensive. And they do make robots. Let's face it, they're just creepy looking. Have you seen those things? Those Android thing people?
The sex slave robots.
Not those, you perv.
That's the ones you were talking about.
No, I'm
And they
saying.
even talk to you, and you can make them say things.
So does Optimus Prime. Are you going to use it that way?
No, but that's cool. That's not going to make a guy be like, "Oh yeah, is nobody watching?"
It might.
Oh man, that kind of I could talk about it on this.
Right.
There was a story that I heard a while ago where it was a guy was going in the passenger lane on the highway, so he could get their places quicker and bypass all the traffic.
You mean he was using the carpool lane?
Yeah. We call it faster.
Carpool lane, yeah.
Okay, the carpool lane.
Same thing.
But the way he was doing is he had his sex dolls in the car.
I've heard of that. Yeah. Well,
and when he got pulled over, it was his sex dolls.
Yeah. I don't think there's a law that says we can't say sex on here. Is there?
No, but I feel like we could get inappropriate with it.
What couldn't we get inappropriate with? I mean, we talked about Megatron loading Megatron anyway, but they use blow up dolls and stuff for that.
Mm-hmm.
And just put clothes on them and wigs so they could get into different lanes. I better find something to talk about though. What? You don't have nothing to talk about? Like nothing irks you?
The United States.
I think the United States irks everybody.
I don't know. I mean, there's lots of things that bug me.
Bugs.
But I'm just one of those people that when something bugs me, I'm just like, whatever.
You move on?
Yeah. I'm like, every time I fall asleep, when my eyes open, everything that bugged me the day before doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, you move on.
It's just like a reset button. I grew up with a reset button, so I created one of my own.
Here we go. What is that? What's MP mean?
Oh, geez. That's like, hold on, it's almost done.
What's Canadian and what's MP stand for?
Oh my God, why can't I remember that? But it's like it's a political position.
Well,
we had Alien Ant Farm on.
that is a.
All right, and that was Alien Ant Farm. Smooth Criminal.
Their cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
You know, I didn't know that Michael Jackson did Smooth Criminal. I heard that first.
Most people don't realize that.
Yeah. So I was like, when I heard Michael Jackson's, I was like, I liked the other one better.
There's a surprising amount of songs out there that are actually cover songs that most people don't realize.
It disappoints me.
You need to let me know what an MP is in Canada because this story is rather interesting. It happened in Quebec.
Oh, go figure. It's a member of parliament.
Member of parliament. So a Canadian member of parliament has apologized to colleagues after appearing completely. They're using this word starkers. Is that a Canadian word?
I've never heard it, but I know what it means.
Naked. He was completely naked during a virtual meeting of the House of Commons. First of all, why didn't he at least put a shirt on? We just talked about it, right? And then with COVID, it's even worse. Everybody's got it, and especially in Canada. Canada is locked down tight, right?
Well, at least Ontario is. Ontario's locked down pretty tight.
Like they ain't let. I mean, if you got to go to the store, you got to have permission, and it's tough. Why doesn't he have a shirt on? Like I can see everybody wandering around like Winnie the Pooh. Like you got a shirt, but you don't got no pants on. But
I wonder if it was because you're looking at the story. I wonder if he was like changing in his office.
Maybe,
but he didn't realize that the camera was on.
He's represented the Quebec district of Pontiac since 2015 for the Liberal Party, so he's very liberal. Go figure.
That's everyone in Canada.
Yeah. Behind a desk between the Quebec and Canadian flags with what appears to be a mobile phone, preserving his modesty.
What?
He's using the phone to cover up his little bit.
I get that, but I'm trying to figure out how this happened. Like it was a mistake.
So you were right. His video was accidentally turned on as he was changing into his work clothes after going for a jog.
It's okay. There was what's that show that my wife watches?
I don't know.
The Life thing.
What?
Oh my goodness! This Is Us.
Oh, that show.
They did that in one of their shows. Where the guy he's a member of like a government.
Here's the deal.
And he was changing it and it got turned on.
Okay, we've had this issue since COVID started a year and a half ago, right? People are getting busted wandering around their houses naked. You should not be ashamed to wander around your own home naked. The problem is people are putting their computers with video devices in the middles of their room when they should be facing a wall. And the only thing that's going to be on camera is if you place yourself directly between the computer, tablet, or whatever, and the wall. Yep. Nothing else can sneak into the frame.
Well, and I'm just going to go for myself. I would never change in front of the camera, assuming that it could come on.
Well, let's face it. Everybody out there thinks the government just turns your camera on. They probably do on occasion, but
they want to see me.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because I'm the most interesting man in the world.
They are shutting us off right now. Like, I'm surprised they haven't killed our feed, which they could be our only viewer.
Mm-hmm. They're just making sure.
Right.
Waiting. It's actually ISIS. What is it? What's the? Not ISIS. That's the terrorist organization. What's it called for the
NSA?
Yeah, the NSA is waiting for me to say something.
You're talking. Oh, you're ISS.
Yes, that's it.
You're paying taxes, man. Your wife pays too much taxes. They can't send her back yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't. My daughter does it a lot. She wanders around with the camera on her tablet, taking pictures of everything. I'm like, will you stop it? Like she thinks it's fun. Wander around taking random videos.
Be a YouTube superstar.
But hey, you can make a lot of money on YouTube.
You can. That's why we're on it.
We've collected the thing that says we're not making any money.
Oh, we don't have to.
I didn't select anything, so we could make money from this.
Yeah, we could, but we need.
We need more than one viewer.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey. I love you. I know she's the only one, and she's probably not even listening or watching. She's just sitting in the background waiting for the radio to come back on.
It's like, oh, please stop talking.
God, they're talking again.
Because they know Savage Garden's coming up at one of these points. It's the hidden song.
It's the hidden tune.
Yeah.
But it's so, yeah, that's just like, I don't.
Ding.
It's not her. Wow.
Huh.
Well, thanks for the watch. I don't know who you are. Subscribe if you would like to get updates and see when we are going to be live again. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
There might be a holiday, like during the week, that you get off, and we could just jump in here. I'm sure it's open.
I'm sure. You think we could get a slot?
I was told specifically that if nobody is in this booth, I can come in and do whatever I want.
Wow. Well, that's gross. You should do that at home.
I hate you right now.
Anyhow, so yeah. Poor guy. Remember, if you're going to set up your webcam to do a virtual meeting, make sure it's always facing a wall.
Or at least throw a towel. I mean, he could have put his shirt over it. Oh, he would have had to grab it to put it on. But at least it would have just been his shirt. Unless he puts his shirt on first.
Right. And as for everyone out there who thinks that the government is injecting us with these vaccines with tracking devices, no worries. You carry one around for them all the time. They don't need to spend the extra cash to do that.
What was it? Was it you that I said? I hope they're injecting me with the tracking devices.
That way, if you get lost, they find you.
I'm like, some guy kidnaps me? Like, I don't know who would, because I would annoy them. They would just murder me.
You and my son, they get a half a block and just go, nope.
Yep, you're free. Get out. Not dealing with this.
You're walking home.
Like, we're going to kill you right now. Be like, with that gun? Are you sure you want to use that one? That's not the one that I would use.
Yeah. Like, we can't. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, well, we better get some of this music on before we run out of time because we need to hear Savage Garden eventually.
Eventually. Are you actually going to turn that one on in here, aren't you?
Oh, I'm going to sing it. All right, here is No Linkin Park. Oh, Derek. I'm getting old. No, my God.
So, this is interesting. I am not a religious person by any stretch of the imagination, right?
I am. Praise thee to Jeebus.
Did you say Jeebus? I think, and I'm probably going to get some flack for this. I think people put too much into the God did this or God put me up. I think that people sell themselves short. Like you see guys like people who make it big, like whether they're a rock star or an athlete, a famous athlete. God put me here. No, I don't think so. If there is a being of such amazingness like that, right? And he doesn't show favoritism, why did he pick you and not me?
Well, my biggest thing was,
but here's my point. My thing is that it's people themselves who put themselves in this situation. The choice is put there, and the road, and it's like a road, and it forks in different directions, and it's your job to pick the road, right? You don't know where it's going to go.
yeah, the road I chose led me to here.
You chose wrong.
No, this is way better than what I probably would have been doing.
The right road you took was marrying your intelligent wife. I also did the right thing there. So here's a fist bump to that.
Damn.
Boom. Boy, we had them fooled.
And we're stupid.
But it brings me to this failed burglar has been offered a job by one of his victims in a bid to embody the Easter spirit of rebirth and renewal. That, I think, is in the spirit of a religious, like, he's the owner of the place is like, he's a God-fearing Christian, I'd imagine. He has to be if he's doing Easter, which is the least Catholic of all because it's chocolate bunnies and eggs. That doesn't make any sense.
Because that's what they found in his cave when he was reborn. There was pieces of chocolate.
But anyway, he helped the guy out and gave him a job in Augusta, Georgia. Did you ever go near Augusta?
Yeah.
But he gave the guy a second chance. He's like, you know what? You go through some tough times. I'll help you out.
And that's nice, but it should just be because he wanted to, not because of the goodwill of the church.
I think people sell themselves short.
Well, it's dumb. Like, what's the first thing that I was taught? Because I was born a little bit like Protestant. That's what my grandma was, and it was that Savage Guard. It can't be. He can't affect free will.
Right.
He cannot affect free will. So any choice you make, he can't influence at all.
It's on you.
Yeah. So, but then why are they like, oh, it's a miracle? No, it can't be a miracle because he would have affected free will.
Right.
In every way. It makes no sense to me. That's what made me go completely away from religion.
Yeah. Well, I get you there. Like I've never said that I don't believe it. I find the fact that how much it has shaped our civilization as a whole is insane. Like 95% of our population believe.
I just want to hear it a little bit.
that a god or several, depending on what religion, gods exist.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like a horrible thing because I think some people
it can keep people grounded, right?
Well, they need to know that there's something after this. I don't. But like my reasoning was always like, if I'm wrong,
but you do live on. Like let's say, you say you die, your life is over. It's not over. If you've had kids or you've come into contact with somebody, you have imprinted on somebody.
Oh, yeah, somebody that's still
and
alive.
With as much as you talk, you have
imprinted on a lot of people.
So
when I pass away, people are going to be like, oh my God, it's so quiet right now.
Why is it quiet in here? Oh, Barry's not here.
Oh, man.
I like to think that people make choices because they made it. Like, I made the team because I made the team, not because...
I made the team because they didn't have enough players.
Right. And don't get me wrong, some people are more athletic than others, and some people are more intelligent than others. But that's just it. We're not the same by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's a little bit different in every way.
We all can't be genius athletes.
Yeah. I mean, I could do stuff that, like I'm telling you right now, I can play WoW better than any of some of those athletes that you see out there. Because that's all they know, is they only know that sport.
Right.
Like you bring them to your printing job, get them to do any of that printing stuff, it would just be garbage. They'd be covered in ink by the end of the day.
You saying if I brought you to work one day, you'd be covered in ink at the end of the day?
No, I know how to do that stuff. It's easy.
Yeah.
I watched videos just in case you invite me.
Well, good, because I don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'd be covered in ink.
I got to learn how to laminate the other day.
Oh, how'd that go?
I didn't screw it up. At least she didn't say I did. I'll find out on Monday.
You didn't screw it up, except you forgot to flip the card over.
Well, see, I'm the kind of person, like, so if I get ahead and I don't have anything to do, I don't like to just sit there, right? I need to do something. So
Yeah.
I will migrate to somewhere else and be like, do you guys need me to help? Like, right now, it's just me and like 2 or 3 other people. And they're like, we are so busy. I'm not doing anything. I mean, I could go play golf, but I don't get paid to play golf.
You should be like, I have to do a paper run. And we can go golfing.
Yet again, I don't get paid to play golf.
Yeah, but you like never can go golfing anymore, Derek.
It's just not about the golf, Barry. I'm going golfing tomorrow. If it's nice and if it's nice out and not raining and it doesn't rain for the rest of the day, and tomorrow I'm going to go golfing with my wife tomorrow.
That'd be good.
Yeah. She's going to whip my butt.
And we'll see if you get her talking and being competitive.
That's
what I would do to make it so I have a chance to win.
I want to leave the golf course in one piece.
I just wanted to win.
With my dignity. Like, not only did she kick my butt, she would whip my butt on the scorecard, too.
Just get a cart and make her walk. That way you can get away.
Yeah, no. She would, like, because the carts can only go certain places. She would just cut across somewhere and just
Jake the jump.
take the jump. Right?
Hit you mid-cross. Oh, yeah. That was Savage Garden right there.
I did pick the playlist for this week.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was painful. It took me 2 hours to pick those songs.
2 hours? I could have done that in 10 minutes.
I know, but I was going through the list because I just went through Spotify and I'm like, it's like radio hits of the early 2000s, and I'm like, hate that song, hate that song, hate that song.
All you would have to do is say, hey, Barry, you want to do the playlist, but make it like songs that I would hate from when we were in high school?
It doesn't matter because that's what you played. I listened to your early morning radio show this last winter, and that was what it is.
I
got to throw some Weird Al in here one of these days, though.
I put on like White Parody and Amish Paradise.
Right, I know. But I'm just saying.
What was that one? I think I did Eat It. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to we play a little bit of.
I'll play whatever I like.
Right.
And that's the joy of this. But I mean, I'm trying to open it. And we are.
Yeah.
So people can suggest what they want to hear.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the chat, but it's not like I don't think it's blowing up at the moment. People are like, what the hell?
But one day it might.
One day it might. And
30 years down the road.
Tomorrow, we're going to get comments. Hey, can you guys play this song?
Well, that was yesterday.
But we'll put it on the list for next week. So if you want to hear a song next week, just throw it up on the chat in either Facebook or, you could throw it in the chat on YouTube. And if you listen to both, you're probably a little brain scrambled at the moment because we're delayed from the radio to the...
I just thought of it. I actually am a moderator of the KNFC Facebook. I could put our link on there too.
I'll see why haven't you?
Because I just thought of it now, and it would be pointless to do it right now.
So you just now started thinking.
Yeah. It takes me a while. And when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to reset and forget about it.
You have a very lazy hamster in your brain now. You just, okay, well, I did a couple laps. I'm good.
If I don't eat the peanut before I give it to him, then I can think more. But I end up eating the peanut because I'm pretty hungry all the time.
Yeah, I can do that too. I just I get bored and I just want to eat. But that's what sucks. Like the last few days, it's just been really crappy and rainy. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's actually I heard a saying where people nowadays are.
That's you.
Oh.
Your wife wants you to do tribute.
It's not time yet. Not lots.
I'm just.
But It's the
I'm just relaying the message.
we are overeating but starving to death is the saying that I heard.
Well, it's not because we don't eat enough. It's because of what we eat.
Well, that's just it. It says the overeating is that we're fairly.
Look at the candy wrappers that are surrounding him over there.
I thought you were showing the guns.
No, those are.
Yeah.
When you flex, nothing happens.
Yeah, it does.
What?
My forearms get bigger.
No, it's what we eat. Like, I came in with a Twix bar and an energy drink. I mean, we don't have time, so we eat processed garbage.
Yeah, well, it's also the United States is one of the most obese.
It is don't sell us short. We are the fattest country on the planet.
But you have access to the
Most food, right?
And that's where that saying of, overeating and starving.
Dude, they made a potato chip that tastes like steak and potatoes.
Yeah, Canada's got a ketchup chip.
They still can't. No,
it's so good, man.
They sell pickles in bags.
That is disgusting. A pickle bag. That is disgusting. That's just like that is up there with cheese in a can.
No, okay.
Yeah,
First of all, even you've got to like cheese whiz.
No.
You don't like cheese that comes out of a can?
But we never. So in Canada, you can't get it in a can. It comes in a glass jar, and you scoop it out like peanut butter.
Okay. So
condensed air is in that can.
We're talking about two different things. So you're talking about cheese whiz, and I'm talking. And what you're actually talking about is easy cheese. Where you
is that what it's called? All I remembered was from a Goofy movie. That guy being like, "Oh, I like Pauly Shore," and going nuts on it.
My wife just commented that the pickles in the bag were awfully popular in women's prisons.
Go figure.
Really?
That was a cucumber at first.
I
don't know if I should have said it.
Oh, you're so kicked off the air now. That was good, though, I got to say. My wife knows that because for a while they would sell the things that the prisons would want, for bathroom things and food and just stuff they could buy in the commissaries. That was one of their biggest sellers in the women's, was the pickle in the bag.
I think that's more of an on.
I'm just saying.
There's so many ways.
Sorry. Well, we did do the cat one or the rabbit one last week. You remember that story? For those that were listening, that lady that was appeared to be giving birth to rabbits. Like, it was just she wasn't giving birth to rabbits. Well, in a sense, but yeah, we have so much. But our food is so unhealthy that most people eat, like, because it's all grab on the go.
Yeah, it is.
Like my breakfast in the morning is I grab a Pop-Tart and a couple of either a Pop-Tart or Nutri-Grain bar and an energy drink and a couple of granola bars, and they get me through till like 2:00 when I get home to eat.
Yeah. I mean, if we just ran more, it'd be okay. We would actually work off all the extra.
That means I gotta get off the couch.
Maybe I play video games to make it feel like I'm running.
You just put it on run. I'm running. I'm
so tired right now.
If there was some way I could put my watch on that guy so I could get my steps in.
Oh, you don't just hang it off the edge of your couch and swing it?
You know what you do? You attach that sucker to your dog.
Oh, what? You could put it on put it on your fan.
I'm telling you, man, you just attach yours to your dog.
Oh.
You got your steps in by 8 a.m.
That dog has issues. I think our dog has
I'll just attach my watch to my son. Just let him go.
You get like 100,000 steps.
He never stops.
All right, I better do this.
Before we close up.
Treat brand thing here. So, MSUN Northern Radio, KNMC 90.1 FM.
Average Rants.
Well, that's us.
Oh, okay.
But this is actually being put on by the radio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the annual tribute band concert. It'll be, it could not be held last year due to COVID. So this year it is happening. It is going to be on Saturday, May 15th at 3 p.m.
That is next week for those who don't know.
That is next week.
Next Friday? Is that next Saturday?
Yeah, it is.
Saturday.
It will be at the Hill County Fairgrounds. Oh, so it's going to be a different spot. And I will do a shout out. Samantha Brownlee will be singing with her band.
What's it called?
Oh man, she told me.
Oh,
But
you
she
don't
also
know
told
this. You don't know the name of your wife's band?
It was Joey and the Table Saws.
If I was gonna say, if I knew it and you didn't, you'd be in so much trouble.
Did you know it?
No, I didn't know
Oh,
it.
I think it's Joey and the Table
She
Saws.
never mentioned
Because
the
one
name.
of,
I knew
one
she
of
was in a
their
band.
band members sliced his hand in like a table saw. Is she telling me what it's called? Joey and the Rip Saws. Okay, I was close. But she's Joey and the Rip Saws, and she is the lead singer of that band. And I'm saying lead singer because she's amazing. She's a great singer. She does have a backup singer with her. But
She carries it.
yeah.
She have to wear a back brace.
Yeah.
She carries the whole
She
band.
does. No, not like the guy that cut his hand was really good at guitar, so she just met the new one that's replacing him because he can't play. He's in for like 2 months now.
Well, you kind of need your hand for the guitar.
Yeah.
Both of them. Like you can't. It doesn't matter which hand. Like.
Like even getting a splinter on a finger can screw up your guitar playing.
One interesting fact before we go here that Tony Iommi, the guy who created Black Sabbath almost ended because he was working at a steel mill. 3 days before they got their record contract signed, chopped the tips of his fingers off in a steel mill and had to learn how to play the guitar again.
Oh.
So he doesn't have he's missing like small chunks of the ends of his fingers, and he had to learn to replay again.
So that's the thing that I hate though is I'll never be that good on the guitar, and I still have the tips of my fingers.
Right? I have my whole hand, and I still suck at the guitar.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Average Rants. We will be back here on KNMC 90.1 FM.
And live on YouTube, same time, same place next week, 3 p.m.
That's right. All right. We'll bring you back to your, we don't know what it is, but I'm bringing you back to it. Oh, that's